Congressman, your reaction to what you heard last night?
Did I just hear Beto O'Rourke advocate for the Steve Forbes flat tax?
It sounded like it.
So it was, you know, of course, I work in the United States House of Representatives. The Democrats are the majority. I hear their arguments for things all day long. But even coming from that environment, I was startled last night by really how far left the Democratic Party has moved. And it was, the president said it was boring. I would say perhaps it was a little concerning to me, just exactly how far left they have moved on some of these things. Look, you know, I did think the whole process was unfair to Elizabeth Warren. She's the front runner on the stage, and it was hard for her to get any words in. But the entirety of the night, it was just who can go further left than the person who just spoke, and it's an odd process. I know we went through the 16 candidate process on the Republican side 4 years ago, but there's just got to be a better way to do this.
Do you think that's going to fly with the American people come 2020? These ideals of really socialism, when you look at Medicare for all, or when you look at, well, Elizabeth Warren wants a wealth tax, 70% rate.
I don't, but I will be honest with you. I did not think there was any way the Republicans could lose a majority in the House of Representatives with the economy doing as well as it was in 2018.
Yeah.
And clearly, I was wrong on that.
Yeah, that's a good point, Tim.
What I was seeing last night was we get round two tonight, but it's I would use the word concerning. How far left, and everyone who spoke got a little farther to the left. I've served with several of the folks who were on the stage. I know Jay Inslee, and yes, he was not surprising. I didn't know the gentleman from Maryland that well. He actually was what had the only sort of reasonable comments during the night, but obviously that was not the coin of the realm.
We're looking at a number of movers this morning. Rite Aid, Boeing. We're going to get to that in a moment, but I got to get your take on the border crisis. Attorneys are filing a lawsuit against the Trump administration, alleging that children are being held in detention centers and they're being mistreated. This, as Bank of America says, it will stop lending to companies that do business with the detention centers. Your Senate colleagues passed the $4.6 billion aid package for migrants at the border after failing to pass the House bill earlier in the week. Tell me your reaction to all of this and where you see this going.
When they say detention centers, I don't know what they're talking about. Obviously, people who are picked up on the border are taken to a Customs Border Protection facility. That is the law. That's what Congress requires them to do. Children are not supposed to stay there longer than 72 hours. The reason that some have is because the receiving facility, the next facility that should be involved, is Department of Health and Human Services. And because of the funding constraints, their beds are they have a bed problem. They need space. They need capacity, and they can't take a child out of Customs Border Protection and move them to HHS unless there's a bed there.
Which is why I'm questioning this whole Wayfair thing. You know, the employees walking out of Wayfair because they don't want Wayfair to provide the beds. I mean, who are you hurting?
Well, there is a distinction. On Customs Border Protection, we require that they're there to protect the country. That's what we've asked them to do. Health and Human Services is there to provide care for the children until they get settled in whatever their next location is. Yeah. That's also under law that Congress has provided. I think the funding part of this has really been mystifying because the president asked for this May 1st, so it's not a surprise.
Right, they said they didn't want any more beds, by the way, the Dems. Your colleagues on the left said no more beds, you're at capacity, leave it there. And, of course, these centers are being overwhelmed. Congressman, it's good to see you. A lot of insights from you. We appreciate it.
All right, thanks very much.
Thank you, Congressman Burgess.